Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another stream over here with Professor Rodeblock. Flip over to our live feed here. I'll go full screen here in a minute. Welcome for our Wednesday night stream. This was going to be our Monday night stream until Final Fantasy was down for pre-patch maintenance that I did not expect. But I've got a really exciting stream plan for tonight. It's kind of a fun little gimmick. You'll notice the stream title says "Come Spin the Wheel of Hats." And so what I have is for every person that has followed the channel between last time that we played Final Fantasy and now, I've got all of those banked up. And then anybody new that follows the channel while we're streaming tonight, each one of those will be good for a spin of the Wheel of Hats. So I've got 15 pieces of headgear that I've acquired or gotten in Final Fantasy. Some of them are pretty normal, some of them are pretty silly. And so what I'll do is for every one that's been banked up, I'll spin the wheel. I'll glamour and wear that headgear for 5 minutes since I have 13 to get through. And the idea was that'll be just kind of a fun thing, fun interaction with you guys. And if I do get into any story content or cutscenes and I'm wearing one of those headgears, it might be kind of funny. So we've seen some really positive growth on the channel in the last couple of days. I went from 20 viewers or 20 followers to 33, which has been awesome. And then when my stream is done tonight, which will wrap up at about 11 p.m., I'm going to go ahead and try to raid another channel. So I've got another small streamer lined up. They are somebody who has been playing some casual Overwatch 2. Their stream is very small. They don't even do commentary from what I've seen, but I was asking other small streamers if anybody wanted a shout out, and I got some feedback from this person, so I will attempt to send you guys their way, and you can drift off to sleep tonight with them if you want to show some other people some support. The other cool thing, and I really want to get here sooner rather than later, is that once we hit 50 followers, that gives me affiliate status, and the reward for that for you guys that have been loyal to the channel is that I will send out a poll, and you guys can choose from any of the Disciples of War or Magic jobs in Final Fantasy XIV, and I will switch my character to that job. So I could be starting over at level 1, I could be starting at level 30, level 50, level 60, level 70. It all depends on what class you guys want me to play as. And we'll just kind of go from there. So, last thing that I want to say before we officially get started and spin the wheel for the first time. If this is your first time watching the stream, this is part of the Culture of Eorzea series. So I am a community college professor. I teach courses on video game studies and esports. And for esports and, society, my students are conducting a digital ethnography or a culture study. So what that means is they have to play an online game, and they have to record their notes about the community of that online game and the interactions they have with other players. And at the end of a 6-week period, they will compile that into a formal project or a report that they spit out, talking about the positives and negatives of that community, and maybe either trying to come up with some conclusions as to why the community is so positive, or addressing some of the negative concerns that they've identified with it, if there are those. So, without further ado, I believe I have the first spin of the wheel lined up. We'll see if this works. I tried it off camera, and it seemed to work, but we'll see. So, if we flip over to my overlay here, you guys should now see this obnoxiously bright white and red wheel. There should be 15 slots on that wheel. Those all represent different hats. Those are not what those headgears are called in game. Those are some fun names that I came up with. So I'm going to use Streamlabs to spin the wheel. I will put that headgear on, and we will go from there. So let's see if I can get this to work. This first one will be from our follower Dorman53, who followed the channel a couple of days ago here and was part of our Fortnite stream on Monday. So give me just a moment to pull up the wheel on my end and see if it'll spin for us. So here we go. It is going, and it looks like, oh, I cannot read that. That's a problem. I think it says sail. It says setting sail. That means, okay. All right, give me just a second. I'm going to flip over here so you guys cannot see the other hats that I have in store. And I will go ahead and wear this one for a couple of minutes. So give me just a second. First time I do this is going to be a little bit clunky. But I'm hoping that it'll be fine after that. Where's it at? Where's it at? There it is. All right, let me do a little reveal here, and then I'm also going to set a timer here so we know when to spin the wheel of hats again. So, Dorman53, thank you so much for the follow to the channel. You have given me the Moonfire Sailor's hat. There you go. So we're going to be a little sailor for the next couple of minutes here. Let me set a timer here on my phone so I do not forget to keep going with this. Go ahead and let that hat just soak it in for a minute here. All right, so again, with that said, we're going to go ahead and start playing the game. The really cool thing is I do have a dungeon lined up that we're going to do first. I played a little bit off camera. Actually, I had a couple really big story revelations that I do not want to spoil. Those of you that have been watching, you may be able to catch what happened, but I'm not going to explain too much of it because I don't want to ruin the experience for other players. And what we're going to do is we're going to queue up for the dungeon. And then while that is going on, we are also going to attempt to keep progressing the story. So the dungeon here is Doma Castle. And I'll keep my camera zoomed in for a little bit now so we can see that sailor's hat. Look at that. Look at that beautiful hat. A nice little blue bow. Oh, yeah, look at that. Perfect juxtaposition with our, like, metal, edgy armor. Look at that. Fantastic. So, we're going to go ahead and make our way to the next story quest, which is right over this way. Oh, actually, the dungeon popped already. And unless I have a downtime during the dungeon, I'm not going to spin the wheel and risk screwing my party while I'm in there. So this hat may get a little bit of extra play time if there's not a good downtime for me to spin it. And I'm going to skip the cutscene. Then I'm going to make sure that my tank stance is on. Learned that last time. And I'm going to try to interact with the party. Remember, this whole thing for a culture study, it's about talking to your party members, interacting with people that are there. So I'm asking people how they're doing. We're dancing. We're ready to go. Let's go. Oh, they want to. Oh, they don't want to keep going. They're just getting their distance. I thought they were gonna have me keep going and collect more enemies. We're gonna play this one fairly safe because it's small. I know I can pull more than that. This is a fairly small dungeon though. This one doesn't have a ton of big pulls on it. Also, I don't know if you noticed this. I don't know if you were watching right at the start, but you were the first hat pull that I streamed, so I'm wearing this sailor hat because of you. So thank you very much. I'll zoom in so you can see it. We're not going to play the whole dungeon this way, but... Alright. Trust me, you should have watched the stream I did from a couple weeks ago. I pulled the entire damn dungeon. And I only wiped once. And it was because I forgot to turn on my tank stance. I like the way that you sprint while you're holding the gun blade. Look at that. Fear the sailor hat. And the funny thing about it was the second time we ran through the dungeon, so we had just had a really good run through it, and I decided, oh, we'll run it again. and I was like hyped up, let's go, had a bunch of people in chat, and I wiped on the first pull because I forgot the tank stance turns back off when you enter into the dungeon. It was good stuff. I've already had one vote unofficially for the class people want me to play when I hit 50 followers, so we'll see. The one vote that I've heard verbally on campus was Andrew said that he wanted me to play Dragoon, which I played Dragoon on an old account before. Dragoon's kind of fun. I would rather play something I haven't played, but that's not up to me. Yeah? See, I just heard a thing that I heard people really like Sage a lot, but maybe like and good are two different things. Alright, let's go. Let's zoom in on that hat while we're not fighting. Yeah. Timer's about to go off. There it goes. Oh shoot, I lost one of them. I was not paying attention. I got him back. It is super bland. I just keep it basic. I was playing on controller for a long time because I was playing on PlayStation. And when I transitioned back to PC, I'm like, I just want to get things done. So I've got mine pretty simple. Alright, first boss, let's go. Fear the sailor hat. The bosses in this dungeon aren't too bad. Kind of thing I think is kind of cool. Some of the mechanics you see in the earlier bosses, the final boss does. Now we're just dodging both these streams and the mines that'll be waltzing through. There they go. You should be good standing here. I mean, if you want to send them to me, I'll take a look at them. I didn't know that you could import UI files that way, which would actually solve a problem we're having on campus. The students that you're used to playing at home are experiencing that their UIs are way different on the campus PCs, so if there's a way for them to transfer those that I didn't even think about, that'd be cool. Whoop! Alright, first boss is about to go down. I'm debating whether I can switch hats real quick between boss fights, but I don't think I can. So, you lucky dog, you'll get the sailor hat for quite a while here. Which means we better zoom in on it. Do it from the launcher? Okay. Alright. Is that the only one? Because if there's... There we go. I can take that. Let's go. Let's go. We've got everybody's attention. Yeah, there was a little bit of resolution stuff too. The PCs we use on campus are really cool, but they have like this pixie boot system, and it's... The whole point of it is that we can do a game install once, and then it can kick it out to all the PCs instead of having to download games on 25 PCs at once. But there's some downsides to it in that it doesn't save a lot of things that you would want it to save because they're like shared machines. And it seems like the Final Fantasy UIs might be part of that. All right. I gotta watch out for the cannons. So one of the things I noticed about the party is that I said hello and welcome and how's everybody doing, and nobody wanted to talk. They just want to get through their dungeon, right? That's fine. This is a standard dungeon anyway, but a lot of times when I say that or I interact with people or dance or something, they'll like reciprocate. Tonight they're like, nah, we're all business. Let's get through this castle. Hotbar for emote all the time. I have hot, yeah, I need to have an emote hotbar. I was playing this bit off stream last night because I just felt like there was a bunch of story dump coming, and I didn't know if that'd be the most exciting thing for stream. Now it would be a great opportunity to show off the hat string cutscenes, which is kind of what we're going for. But it was a long stretch of cutscenes, so I'm glad that I did those off camera. They were cool though, really cool. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys that might be, that might be playing through the game yourselves. Although, I mean, oh, we need to collapse on you. Come on, let's eat that damage. Share it. Cool. Yeah, usually those abilities you split, but this is the one where they want you to all stand on top of each other to split the damage. Again, dodging beams. Those beams are going to limit our mobility. So I can still dodge this ability, but I can only move in certain directions. Whoop. That's going to be a problem. Because now I'm on the other side of the boss. There we go. He came to me. Here. Oh, I wasn't watching what I was doing. I needed to stay on the pillar for the missiles. It seemed like it ended up being fine. I don't think I got targeted. Here we go. Let's all get on top of each other here. Wonderful. Turn the boss back around. Nope, get out of the ring. Just kidding. Arm's length breaks that. I don't know what arm's length breaks what. I'll ask. Actually talking to each other in here. Somebody said that arm's length, which is this ability here, can actually nullify certain abilities, and so we're asking which ability they were talking about. Creates a barrier nullifying most knockback and draw-in effects. It lets you hit those beams and not get knocked back. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's true. The danger from those beams is not the damage that they do. The damage is pretty minimal, but it's the fact that they zip you around the map. All right. See, my webcam partially obscures my threat meter, so you guys can't see if I'm dropping threat on enemies unless they're near the top of the list. Healer said, I don't know if you guys hearing that. Said, I'm wearing pajamas. Don't make me take those attacks. Oh, they didn't mean IRL. They meant the pajamas as a joke for their cloth armor. Whoop. Alright, we have all these guys too. Yeah, I like the theming of Doma Castle, the music, the bosses are they're all right. But I like the dungeons where you can do gigantic pulls, and this one's a very segmented dungeon, and I feel like I don't have that same sort of freedom. And what I'm also hoping, if you guys notice, I'm level synced right now, but I am super close to leveling up to 70. If I hit 70, then that'll give me access to Reaper and Sage, which are the last two classes that I would need to unlock, and that way when I get 50 followers, I can literally pick anything. I said left, I meant, okay. I have my threat meter directly left of my character. Makes it very centralized on a normally click target on the, oh, okay, okay. So that's a good idea, actually. Oh, and I'm dropping threat because I'm reading chat. I don't think I actually ever had those guys. I was doing single target. Imagine if I was doing difficult content and you guys were distracting me from playing, causing me to kill the party. I mean, I'll do it anyway, but... Whoops. The enemies that we're fighting, I think it's this armored weapon, is actually doing a fair bit of damage. Okay. And on to the final boss. Notice that we're passing on the mediocre loot. Plus, I think I have all the loot from this dungeon that I want. As soon as this dungeon is done, I will roll the Wheel of Hats again. I just didn't want to delay or screw my party over by saying, hey, wait a minute, I gotta change headgear. There we go, look at that, look at the hat. Stand behind me, party, I will lead you. Running away from the weirdo with the hat. Alright, here we go. So when I see the beams come out this time, I'll use arm's length just in case I need it. But as the tank, I really kind of stay put and have only a little bit of movement, so it hasn't been too bad. Get away from those. I do like this boss music. We go together. Good. All right, Ninja, get behind him. I want to get far away from that explosion. He's just melting. Okay, here we go. Here they come. It's related to those discs that just dropped. Now that he's at about half HP, we're going to start seeing these mechanics overlap. There they are. Well, I'll do this just in case. All right, I'm going to stand out of that circle. I normally tank him in the corner to just get knocked back into the wall. Oh, that makes sense. Die, die, die. We go together. There's the beams. can we take him out before these discs actually do anything? Yeah, we're gonna get him. Cool. Skip the cutscene. Oh, I shouldn't skip the cutscene. I'm wearing the hat. That's fine. And I think we just hit levels. No, we didn't hit level 70. We're like super close. Okay. Can I commend the healer? I can and I will. Good job, healer. Everybody did a good job, but as a tank, I have a special affinity for the healer. All right, let's get out of here. Hey, we got a commendation as well. Cool. All right, so there was the dungeon. Yeah, well, look how close that XP meter is to level 70. You probably can't even see that. I'm at 2,543,001 XP. I need like 7,000 XP to level up. Yeah, you're right. If I go into a new zone, it'll level me up. All right, but first we gotta spin the wheel again. So again, give the wheel a second load. You guys might be able to see it better than I can. I have a small second monitor, and that's where I can see the wheel. And so I'll kind of like do my old man thing and try to look over at the wheel. But you guys may be able to tell me easier what it is before I can. So let me spin things up. Here we go. This one is for CJMW4, who we played Fortnite with the other night. That time, oh boy, what does that say? It is a little smaller thin. I did not think about that. Oh, I can see it on the actual Twitch stream. It says Dundee. All right, I got that one. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna flip off here so you guys can't see the other hats I have in store. Oh. Oh, nope, I used the wrong one. That's fine. Oh, let's try again. There it is. All right. Next 5 minutes. We've got our Crocodile Dundee hat on. We've got our survivalist cap. Not quite as funny as the sailor hat, but just as ridiculous. And no, I will not be talking in an Australian accent for the next 5 minutes. I don't need to offend anybody. So, and again, that is for CJMW4. Thank you for the follow to the channel. It's high noon. Yeah, I guess it is a little bit of a cowboy hat vibe. It's supposed to, you can't see it very well because of my character and the gun blade, but it's got the little tassels on the backside of it too. So, there we go. So, let's go to where we're supposed to go, and we should level up in the process. Yeah, let's use the flying mount in the zone where I can't fly. I mean, they're all flying mounts, but that's our secret. I don't know how story heavy this will be. Watch at your own risk. Yeah, I'm gonna click through these. We're talking about how one of our companions got captured by the Empire. We're gonna be talking or moving towards the Empire stronghold in this area. So, I explained this in an earlier one. Again, I won't go into heavy spoiler territories, but we are in Alamigo. There's a resistance happening here. We just helped with the resistance happening over in Doma. The short spoiler light version is that by helping out Doma, it would punch a hole in the Empire. So one, they'd have to deal with Doma getting its freedom and manage that situation. And two, the idea is that it would show the people over in this area that they can actually succeed if they come together. So that was the intent between our actions anyway. Hey, there's level 70. There it is. And in fact, let's see. I'm going to grab the ring that we just got. Let's see the gear set. And then I think we're going to take a slight pause break here, and we're going to go grab Reaper and Sage if I can figure out where to go grab them. Legacy character? No. So I had an old account that would have been a legacy character where I played way back in the day. But this one is a new account that I played when I was on PS5 because I wanted to play free trial for a long time. And you can't do free trial if you've already paid before. So this is not a legacy character, no. I did play Final Fantasy XIV at its 1.0 launch, though, and it was dog water. It was terrible. All right, let's see. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna look up what city I have to go to unlock Reaper. Ulda, perfect. So we're gonna go grab Reaper, we're gonna go grab Sage, and that way when we do hit 50 followers, then we have all of the classes unlocked and we don't have to go do any of that stuff here. So let me see which part of Ulda we need to be in. Not that one, there it is, that one up there. So we're gonna need to go out to the Adventurers Guild. Ah, the Adventurers Guild. You spend a lot of time here at the beginning. It's cheaper and you get a cool tattoo. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't even think I have access to that account anymore because I think I made it on my old University of Northern Iowa email, which I don't have. All right, this quest will unlock Reaper. I promise when I actually do the class quests, I will not skip through them, but these opening ones are usually pretty light, and so I skip through those opening text box. Okay. Speak with Gigolo at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. One of the things I've wanted to do in Final Fantasy XIV that I haven't done is go back and do the old Bahamut raids, because I know that the Bahamut stuff is kind of the bridge between 1.0 and Realm Reborn. And I've seen some of the cutscenes and stuff, but I don't know. You get a cool Legacy Chocobo. That's sweet. Oh, hold on a minute. 5 minutes is up. So say goodbye to the Australian cap here, and we'll spin the wheel again. So let's swap over here and see. Wheel should pop up. There it is. Hello, wheel. And let's spin it again. All right, I'm gonna watch it here on the Twitch stream so it can catch up to me. Ah, Chonky Boy. Chonky Boy. This is one of my favorite ones. I actually had this one. I showed this off the other day, but if you didn't see it, here you go. So let me hide the screen for a second. So again, I won't spoil the other cool hats coming up. Give me a second. Cast Glamour. All right, you all ready for this? Let's go. My favorite thing about this hat is your eyes are peeking out underneath it, and the hat still has physics. So if you're out moving about or you're in a place with wind, the beak kind of flaps. So here's my cool Chocobo. Yeah. All right. And that one comes to us courtesy of... hold on a second here. This hat comes to us courtesy of Keezy Key. So thank you, Keezy Key, for following the channel 3 days ago. This gives us the fat Chocobo head for just a couple minutes here. All right, now let's go unlock Reaper. It's right in front of me. this out loud. Ah, you, I know why you're here, and if you mean to lay a finger on my coin purse, you'll have to pry it from my cold, lifeless... Master Gigilio, he's a friend. This adventurer has agreed to help. We'll show the Reaper what our empty intimidations are worth. This Lalafell definitely looks like he wants to sell me something out of the back of his van. I see. My apologies, sir. Tensions have been high as of late, as I'm sure you can understand. For reasons that elude me, these lemurs have made my life a waking nightmare. Sight unseen, they have demanded I begin paying them for the luxury of my own life. Rumors are bound of their origins. Some say they're the detritus of some barbaric nation. They flout our laws and threaten their betters with impunity. They're led by a dead-eyed killer who draws her scythe at the smallest slight. Refuse their payments of coin and she takes her share of your lifeblood instead. Rubbish, I say. The Reaper is not but a toothless bandit. Interesting theory you have there. Care to test it? You're the Reaper! Oh, you're a perceptive one, ain't ya? Suppose that's how you came to be in possession of so many shiny things. And what do we have here? Hire in more help while our ledgers remain unbalanced? You wouldn't be trying to wiggle your way out of paying us for a job well done, would you? You've hired these lemurs before? My, how do you keep the lie straight? You didn't tell your hired muscle here what great friends we were? So great, in fact, that you trusted none other than me and mine to put the scare into your competition. Job we're happy to do. You can't find your fortune in this fair city without stepping over a few bodies on the way, after all. But as flexible as our morals are, I'm afraid without the coin to bend them, we only have one recourse, unless... I love that panning shot. One does wonder how you found yourself with a bodyguard of such uncommon mettle. Aye, not an ounce of fear in that gaze, and not a mote of puffed-up arrogance either. This lad, my dear Gigilio, is a genuine article. Quay? He has what we in the mercenary trade call the killer instinct. Killer instinct, that's right. Look at that killer instinct. How's this? For the sake of our long-standing friendship, I'll make it simple. Allow me to take this adventurer off your hands, and the debt's forgiven. That's all? I believe this is what you call a bargain? As for you, it seems you've been made a free agent, but if you're still inclined to put those instincts of yours to use, come and visit our headquarters in Pearl Lane. The door's open. In retrospect, I probably could have skipped this cutscene. It wasn't super exciting, but again, the cutscenes are where the headgear comes into play. And this one is one of the best ones for just sucking all the wind out of a tense moment. Alright, where'd they go? They're right around the corner. If you're just joining us, welcome. We are in the middle of playing through and spinning the Wheel of Hats every 5 minutes. The timer's about to go off again. And I just hit level 70, so I'm unlocking the last 2 jobs that we didn't have access to. If somebody wants to do me a favor and tell me where I go grab Sage so I don't have to look it up in a minute, that would be cool. But, you know, if not, I'll look it up in a second. But I need to know which town you pick up the Sage job in. I think it's in Limsa, but I don't know for sure. It is immersion breaking for sure. Boss, the guest of honor's arrived. That's fine. Ah, the champion of Eorzea deigns to appear before me. I've heard all about you. It's not hard to in this line of work. The stories paint you as ferocity incarnate. A force of nature, few has arrived. Hey, it is in Limsa, thank you. And after this cutscene, we gotta switch hats again. Peace, friend. I've no desire to put the killer to the proof personally. I don't have a death wish. You can call me Drusilla. I am a Reaper, one of many, and the leader of this little family. As to why I've invited you into our home, there's a job I'd like you to take care of for me. Now, don't you worry that virtuous heart of yours. I wouldn't ask you to do so much as bend the law. The job is purely for the benefit of your fellow man. All you have to do is kill one for me. Though perhaps kill ain't the right word, seeing as he's already dead. You'd not be chasing after ghosts either, if that's your worry. Just a void scent, using some poor sap's body as a vessel to unleash its singular brand of wickedness upon the world. It won't be an easy task. The evil driving this monster is black as the void and near as deep. Countless souls have succumbed to its hunger. Worthy prey for one inclined to heroics, don't you think? You can't face it as you are, though, storied as your strength may be. I'll need you to train in techniques. Techniques that'll let you pierce the void and slaughter its kin. Keep talking. Don't see many Garlands in Ulda, do you? Let alone one as savage as this. Save your startled gasps. I'm not out of surprises yet. Here's the Reaper Soul. Hold your hand out to the crystal here. If you're made of the stuff I think you are, then you're in for a treat. I do love the idea of having somebody be like this dark, edgy Reaper class with the Chocobo head on. That's it. I knew you had what it takes. This would be an avatar, a manifestation of your essence in the Stygian power of the void scent on the other side. A void scent to which, if you so choose, you will bind to yourself. You'll gain skills unlike anything you've ever known. Skills that have allowed people like me to operate in the shadows and kill those that need killing since time immemorial. This hat was the perfect one to have for this cutscene. In your first assignment, should you walk, is to use the power of one void scent against the other for the betterment of the realm. Your reward will be the wisdom of countless generations of Garlean assassins. But if siding with my kind makes your stomach churn, then take your indignation and piss off. If the thought of having one foot in the void makes your stone shrivel... Oh, that went too fast for me to read. I think I told to piss off twice in 3 sentences. I like the music. What is that from? It's another Final Fantasy track. I can't remember which one it is, though. That's alright, let's switch hats. Here we go. And the next hat is the Cozy Cap. Uh-oh. Let me check my list because I don't know what that one is. The Cozy Cap. Okay, I know what it is now. This one's pretty good too. All right, you guys ready for this one? Boom. There we've got the Highland Hood. This one comes to us courtesy of... Brad MCD77. So thank you for following 3 days ago. This gives us the Cozy Cap, as I like to call it, for the next 3 or 5 minutes. So we will use that time to go to Limsa and unlock the Sage class. This track is a remix of a past FF track, and I cannot place which one it is. Give you a set of starting gear and a weapon. Which I guess they did that for Gunbreaker too. Reaper unlocked. Alright, let's go to Limsa. Do I have a timer going? I do not. Oh. Alright, Limsa Laminza lower decks. Sage's Path. You should see it right on the map. Limsa's also party central. Look at all these people all the time. Ooh, that's kind of a cool outfit. Nice. Alright, let's see here. We don't need Blue Mage. Blue Mage does not count. Sage's Path is right there. Perfect. And I think we gotta let this cutscene play out too, because we got our fun hat on here. Well, here I am, Mother in faraway Eorzea. I will complete this mission, just you watch. In your noble name, and as first of my class, I will succeed. And afterwards, perhaps I shall invite our esteemed alumna Alice for tea at the Bismarck. And I'll be the envy of everyone. My apologies, good sir. I failed to notice you. I am Lala Jinjal, a native of Charlayan. By your appearance, I assume you're an adventurer. Are you perchance well-traveled in Eorzea? You could say that. So you are. How very fortuitous. And Mr. is your name, you say? I'd swear I heard that before. In any event, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As for myself, I'm an operative on a mission from the Forum, our nation's governing body. This is my first time in Eorzea. I studied as best as I could in preparation, but there's no substitute for a local's knowledge. Thus did I intend to hire an adventurer like you to serve as my escort. The mission is the pursuit and capture of fugitives, and thus it will entail some danger. You appear to be no stranger to such. Might you be willing to assist me? Be glad to give you the grand tour. If you're just joining, welcome. Wonderful. While I have some skill with a blade and can fend for myself, I shall be glad of your capable company. Now then, ere I divulge the particulars of my mission, we should head somewhere more private. She's holding a sword and shield like a paladin. I don't think she's actually a sage. That's kind of interesting. Zephyr Gate. So I just should just go to the right over here. As long as that. I always appreciate when the bards are playing music, especially if it's a well-done, recognizable tune. Just where you get a DMCA takedown on your channel from somebody playing as a bard in the middle of Limsa. Hey, that's copyrighted music. I think I gotta go this way. So far tonight, we've had a little bit of interaction, right? We had one dungeon. People were fairly quiet in there, although somebody did give us some information midway through the dungeon, helped us learn something about some mechanics we didn't know. Then we just got to see some music playing in Limsa. it's finally cooled down, but what could have triggered that intense reaction? Not even at the studium did I ever witness such a thing, but maybe it was you? This character has heterochromia. That's cool. There's a lot of characters in this game that have offset eye colors. Technological secrets which were stolen were contained in a similar crystal. This particular sample has been loaned to me by a healing institute in Charlayan. Tell me, mister, in the course of your adventures, have you ever fervently wished to save someone? Ridiculous. Look like I save anybody in this hat? But failed to do so despite your best efforts and afterwards cursed your own powerlessness. Had to watch some of my dearest friends slip away. Forgive me if my question was indelicate, but there can be no doubt the soul crystal resonated with that desire within you. When I received the crystal, I was told that, should it respond in this manner to my Eorzean collaborator, I should entrust it to them. For the knowledge it imparts, the knowledge of somanotics, will surely avail me in my mission. Developed the studium somanotics is a discipline which combines the wisdom of medicine, etherology, and sorcery, and those who have mastered it are called sages. Through medicine, a sage grasps the workings of the flesh. Through etherology, he unlocks the secret of the soul. Sorcery, he learns to manipulate the two. Thus trained, a sage has the ability to both strengthen and heal. Yet, by the same token, he is also capable of the opposite, causing harm. Not just anyone can take up the sage's art. No, one must be prepared to hold the lives of others in one's hands. Are you willing to bear such a burden? If you are, and would swear to use the art for good, then I shall entrust this soul crystal to you. And now we've got Sage. Cool. That is a good thing checked off the list. So when we hit 50 followers, we now can just literally switch to the crystals of any of these classes, because I think I have them all in my possession now, or I have the starting weapons and the quest completed to do it. The only one that I don't have right now, I'll check in a second, is there's a class that's actually shared across two. I think it's Scholar. Yeah, I don't have Scholar yet because I have to get the base class for that to 30 first, because Scholar and Summoner are tied to the same base class or something. I can't remember, but that's the only one that I can't unlock until the base class, and I think it's Conjure gets to level 30. So, all right, we need to spin the wheel one more time. So let me flip over to the Wheel of Hats. Should be seeing the wheel here in a second. We will spin it. This time our spin comes courtesy of Emma Sophia 1134. So thank you, Emma, for following the channel. Let's spin the wheel. And we have... Well, we're not going to keep the cozy cap on. We'll spin it again. That's just barely on the white one there that says Kupo. Any Final Fantasy fans will know where this is headed. All right, let me flip over to this one. All right, thanks to Emma, we now have the Kupo knit hat for the next 5 minutes. I don't actually have a Mog head, unfortunately, but I do have the Kupo knit cap. So there we go. We got our little ears, got our little palm on top, and I will get the timer set. All right. So we will flip back over to what we were doing story quest wise. Oh no, I did not actually grab the next story quest. I think I need to go back to Alamigo. think this is where we need to go. I should have grabbed that before I teleported out of there. So for those of you guys that aren't familiar with what I'm doing, I'm not actually changing my gear. I'm still wearing the same headpiece. There's a system that Final Fantasy XIV and a lot of other online games have where you can basically wear the equipment that provides the best stats or bonuses, but have it look like whatever you want it to. So in Final Fantasy, they call that system the glamour system. And the really cool thing, one of the parts of Final Fantasy's subculture, is there are a ton of people that are all about collecting all the outfits that they want, all the pieces they could possibly have, and that way they can customize their character and their outfit and do all sorts of cool things. There's a website, I think it's called the Eorzea collection, and it's just a place for people to submit their costumes and post their cool screenshots of their characters, and then it also lists the items and where you can get them. So it's really kind of cool, and it kind of, in the old days of like early WoW and other MMOs before that, a lot of times you would have the thing where you had a really cool gear set, maybe for a while it was the best you could have, and then a new piece of content, an expansion or something would come out, and then you'd swap over to like equipment that with better stats that looked far, far less cool, and you couldn't even like wear the old stuff because the new stuff was so much better that if you tried to play in the old gear, you would just get crushed a lot of the time. And so now you can have your cake and eat it too, right? I can still have whatever look I want, whatever outfit that I've created for myself, and keep the stats, but I can make it look however I want to. The other cool thing about Final Fantasy XIV is if somebody does that, there's this little plus icon next to the gear, and it will tell you exactly what gear they're wearing and what they've made it look like. And I just got some pictures on Discord of somebody sending their character talking about this exact same thing. So there you go. If any of you are Final Fantasy players and you want to share your costumes or your characters' outfits, please drop them in the chat. All right, let's go. Yes, I'm talking to you while standing on top of the table. It's a power move. Please be a voice cutscene. I don't have to narrate again.
Pray, join me in welcoming our Scion allies, but recently returned from their mission to the Far East. We have been most eager to hear a first-hand account of your time there, eventful as we understand it was.
Very well. Allow me.
Such victories are rarely won without sacrifice, but the prize is worth the price. Doma, free after all these years.
Bloody hells. Flooding their own castle for a better chance at victory. We could learn a thing or two from that lad.
Our agents report a flurry of communications between Garlemald and Alamigo in recent days. 'Tis plain they are in the midst of deliberating their response to the Doman uprising.
Good. Every Imperial unit in occupied territory will be on the lookout for civil unrest. The fear of leaving critical locations undefended will make commanders think twice about committing their forces, giving us a chance to seize the initiative.
We have a chance, aye. Mayhap the last one we're ever going to get. While we've done our best to rebuild the resistance, the Imperials have only increased their efforts to root out sympathizers. If we keep on playing for smaller prizes, it's only a matter of time before they crush us again. And that we won't come back from.
A swift advance seems best for all concerned, not least poor Mistress Cryle.
Then let us waste no more time. The campaign for Alamigan liberation begins now.
The time for switching hats is also now.
Our first objective will be to capture Castellum Valadina. Take the bridge, and the whole of the fringes will be ours. From there, we can push east towards the peaks. I name this operation Rolga's beacon. For as Rolga once sent his star to guide our ancestors to these lands, so too shall it see us home.
Success of this operation is paramount. So long as the Empire holds Castellum Veladina, the main host cannot advance. Xenos knows this, which is why he has ordered Fordola and her men to see the bridge's defense. So we'll get to fight the skulls again. The Butcher is not to be underestimated. She is decisive, ruthless, and feared by foes and friends alike, but we have a plan to defeat her. First, we send an Alliance force down the main road, signaling our intention to mount an all-out assault. The garrison will muster their forces and prepare for a protracted battle. However, they will soon find that we are ill-prepared for their counterattack. Our men will begin to break ranks and flee. C. Show them your backs and give them a target too tempting not to pursue. I. Fordola is too aggressive not to press the advantage. She will order her men to give chase. We lure them as far as East End, where the commanders will rally their forces and attempt to hold their ground. If all goes to plan, we should be able to keep the greater part of their garrison occupied, leaving us to tackle the bridge's remaining defenders. Very clever, I'm sure. But what are we to do if the Imperials smell a rat and return before we've taken the place? I don't need you to take down Veladina, Commander Kemp. All I need for you is to fly your flag from its tower. You mean to trick them into believing that the bridge has fallen? Aye, we convince them Veladina is lost, hit them hard with our reinforcements, and watch them go running for the hills. Then when the dust has settled, we regroup at the Castellum. What say you? Bold plan, but a good one. We'll do it. In that case, we shall support both the Resistance and the Alliance forces. Mr. Lys, Ehrenwald, I ask that you accompany Commander Kemp. Alice and I will remain with the Flame General. We will return to Rhalgr's Reach and make our preparations. As soon as they are complete, we will join you in the field. Godspeed. Look, those guys are preparing. They're doing squats back there. All right. It's gonna give us an ether current. Hey, they're wearing the hat we had. Sight. Oh, okay. I haven't really interacted with that at all. Okay, we gotta spin the wheel of hats again. So, zoomed in and ready. Let's grab the wheel. There it is. Beautiful, beautiful wheel of hats. And we will spin again. This spin is courtesy of Jaffred. So thank you, Jaffred, for following the channel. Jaffred is a fellow Twitch streamer. I was actually watching him before I came over here tonight. He's got his own small streamers Discord set up where we've been supporting each other. Excellent. He's got some really cool stuff set up in his stream where it gives people shout outs when they type in chat for the first time. And then if they're a streamer, it will highlight the last game they played in a clip from their channel. I want to figure out how to do some of that stuff because it's pretty cool. But thank you, Jaffred. So let's spin the wheel. And we got the Shoryuken. All right. Gamers, you know what this one is. And actually, let me see, before I reveal this one, I have an idea. I don't think that's gonna work. do this. There we go. All right, so let me flop back over to the game here. The next 5 minutes, we are Ryu from Street Fighter. And we went ahead and took the shirt off too, because why not? So, thank you, Jafford, for the follow. We'll be wearing the red headband here for the next couple of minutes. All right, so we need to go talk to somebody up here at the beacon. So let's see if we can just teleport to... Oh, whoops. And yes, the only part of the armor we took off was the chest piece. So we still have the, like, the full arm's length iron gloves and everything else. And we even still have the sword. You always stand on the table. Power move. In case you haven't noticed, the flag flying above Veladina is bloody massive. It'd take a dozen men to change it, and far too long besides. But there's no need for all that, right, Minago? Not so long as I have my griffin and a satchel of glamour prisms, no. Ehrenwald, you're in charge of the runners between us and the Alliance. No link pearls. Lise, I want you to look in on the squadrons. Make sure they've got everything they need. Everybody clear? Aye, sir. All forces are to depart for Castellum Corvi when ready. That will be all. Mister, stay with me a moment, if you would. Son, why the hell are you dressed like that? There's a few men I'd like to you to look in on personally. Each of them has lost people, and I can tell you that it weighs on their hearts. There have been a lot of new faces since last you were here, so it's best if I just tell you where to look. One's an officer you'll find in the barber, another's an older fellow who likes to pass the time on the shore of Starfall. The last is a fiery young lad from Alamigo, who I'm told trains by himself by the river to the fringes. So I gotta go talk to 3 of these people, get them fired up. I don't think it'd be too hard to get people fired up looking like this. You know, I said Ryu, like Street Fighter here, but when I put the headband on and then I take the shirt off, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Rambo. I don't know if that's better or worse. I guess for resistance fighters, it kind of works. We'll get these people riled up. These little messages are usually nothing worth writing home about, so I'll just skip through those. A little bit of flavor text. If I was playing off stream, I would probably read them. Another stream incentive that's going to come down the pipes later, once we've hit both our 50 followers and changed my class, is I'm considering setting a follow or a subscriber goal after that. And if we can hit that, then I will give you guys the ability to choose a new race for my character as well. I will go into the shop, I will buy a vial of Fantasia, and I will give you guys access to changing my race. And I swear, if you make me a Lalafell, it's not going to be good. I don't want to have to run twice as fast to cover the same distance. Although, can you imagine a little Lalafell decked out in gear like this? That'd be something else. Had a word with the men I mentioned then. As I'm sure you've noticed, they have another thing in common aside from tragedy. You've touched each of their lives in one way or another, but that's not the reason I wanted you to speak with them. A man who's lived in Girabania his entire life, who bore witness to the realities of the occupation for 20 unbroken years. A man who fled Alamigo in search of a new life, who swore to serve another nation, only for fate to conspire to send him back here. A youth born on foreign soil who never knew his parents' homeland, yet nevertheless felt kinship with our cause. 3 men, 3 stories, 3 reasons, yet all belong to the Resistance. In growing larger, we've grown more diverse, and while there is good in that, there's also the potential for strife and discord. It'd take a special sort to lead such men to Alamigo, don't you think? Leader of the Resistance, eh? Don't I have enough titles already? Ah, now wouldn't that be a sight? The Slayer of Gods and Savior of Ishgard leading the Resistance. You're not short of relevant combat experience, I'll give you that. Being serious though, I've been thinking about asking Lise to be my successor. She's young and worldly, strong and kind, a bit daft at times, but not so much that it worries me, especially given what I've seen of her since she returned. Yeah, Lise is a good choice. Look after her, mister. She's our future and my hope. I trust I needn't say that this conversation is just between you and me. Good lad. Right then, we'd best head to Castellum Corview, or what remains of it, rather. Well, you see, that conversation was between you and me, Conrad, and about 4 people on the internet, so... we'll keep it between us, right? Oh, the timer went off. Hold on, we got another hat to switch to, so... we'll start by putting the armor back on, I guess. And then we'll spin the wheel again. Hold on, let me switch so you can all see it. Should be popping up momentarily. This spin of the wheel comes to us thanks to Cashinova1226. Thank you, Cashinova, for following the channel 3 days ago here. Oh, Cashinova, you've just earned us the Edgelord hat. Give me just a second. That hat will actually go fairly well with the gear we're wearing. Alright, where is it? Alright, it could be edgier than this, but this is the best I had. So, here we go. Whoops, wrong one. Here's our Void Arc helm. We don't even need to see. We have horns on our head. Pretty angsty. So there's our Edgelord helm that we get for the next 5 minutes. Alright, let me set the timer here. Once we've gone through all of the banked up spins, then what'll happen is every time I get a new follower, I'll spin it again, and they'll just keep that one until I get a new follower. So, but when I had like 13 or 14 banked up that I needed to do because I couldn't stream on Monday, or I couldn't stream this on Monday, I needed to figure out a solution that would get us through it in a little bit of time. So speak with Conrad in the Castellum. Oh. Suppose we'll go here. Let's see here. Kind of shedding some information about the about MCC while we're hanging out here. I just got out of a meeting tonight where I'm gonna have about 4 or 5 students who get to go down to the Iowa High School Esports Championship on the 18th, and they are going to do a combination of broadcasting, so shoutcasting some of their matches. And I'm also going to have a couple students that are going to serve as runners for the day, helping the event organizers run the tournaments. So that's pretty cool. You see you have a job quest, right? Oh my. I do have the level 70 job quest for Gunbreaker. Well then. I gotta say, like, I've been zooming through the Gunbreaker quests and not paying a whole lot of attention to them because some of the storyline quests, the job quests, seem really interesting. The Gunbreaker ones have been really a letdown. Is to this one? Nope. Where are they at? Where are they at? They were over by the, over here before. Yeah, there it is. Forgotten Night. That beautiful Heaven's Ward theme coming in. Then we get continuation, allows the firing of successive rounds with your gun blade. I think? Does that give me a third level on some of my... Or like a second level on some of my combo moves? I guess we'll have to see how it works. Cool. That might make the rotation a little bit more exciting. I mean, it's already kind of active compared to some tanks. That's why I like Gunbreaker. It's fairly active compared to something like Paladin. And I love Paladin too, don't get me wrong, but I like the kind of the DPS class feel that you get. Sure we can make sure everybody in Ishgard sees how edgy we are. It's not about being able to see. It's about sending a message. And that message is I've had some troubles in the past. Alright. Deal with, speak with a client in the... That's a long way away. Good thing I can fly when I get here. Tell you what, being able to fly through these zones is so much better than having to walk or take a ground mount. I really wish you didn't have to do ether currents to unlock the other flying in the expansion zones. I honestly don't know why they don't let you do it. It's not like, oh, I can fly now, I can break the game. They're intended to be flown through. But in every single zone, they make you jump through the hoops of earning the ability to fly again. It's silly. I don't know if they keep that up throughout every expansion, so I'm going to be dealing with it for the others as well, or not, but I'm not a fan. You know, when I went through and played A Realm Reborn this time, which is the base game, they had already gotten to the point where they're like, oh yeah, we've reworked the world map so you can fly anywhere in there. So I was able to fly really early on. Anybody doing that one? Nah. So if people were doing it, we'd help them out. Alright, let's see what this quest is going to give us. My prayers have been answered. Oop, the timer went off. I was beginning to think the Temple Knights had forgotten about me. I do hope you'll forgive my need for secrecy. The nature of my request is very sensitive, you see. Now, if you would be so kind as to follow me. It's a trap! Look at this giant sword I was somehow hiding under my cloak. Wiggle all you want, little fly. Nothing escapes my web. I think I found somebody who might be edgier than we are. Ah, but it would be a shame for you to die without knowing the name of the spider who ensnared you. Here comes another frickin' name I have to say. Vitus Quo-Messala, commander of the Alade. When we came to collect that old goat who had strayed from the herd, I never expected to find a prowling lion, or should I say, a warrior of light. There are many in Garlemald who would be delighted were I to present your force. I think there's a typo there. I think it's probably supposed to say corpse. And I doubt that restoring me to Pilus Prior will suffice. No, Legatus would be far more fitting. Vitis Van Masala has such a wonderful ring to it. Yes, so close I can almost taste it. Your tale ends here. Coward! Radovan, where the bloody hells have you been? Tracking the Alade, that's how I knew they'd come after you, mister. Prisoner 1441, if I'm not mistaken. First you refused my kind offer, then you have the audacity to escape, and now this? Whatever am I to do with you? Hey, Jeffred. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV, going through the Stormblood quest. I'm doing a Gunbreaker quest right now. Thanks for hopping in. Hope the stream was good tonight. I did watch for a while. It was pretty fun watching you play some League. Just a little bit ago, we were going through spinning our wheel of hats here, which is kind of the gimmick I've got running right now. And we did spin one for you earlier. So I got the a headband that looked like Ryu from Street Fighter. When you first encountered the Alade, I noticed the collars they were wearing. I had one myself not so long ago. This must be your way of maintaining discipline. I took one of them to Mamila, who engineered a small device similar to yours. How ironic that the very collars you are so fond of could be turned against you. Oh, that's also a gun blade. Dogs. Of course, I never needed the Alade or those Magitech traps to slay the likes of you, but I prefer to leave nothing to chance. No matter, we'll just have to settle this the old-fashioned way. Speaking of which, where did you find those antiques? If you think they can compare to a Garlean gunblade, you are wrong. Very wrong. As much as I wish to fight him alone, there is more at stake here than my pride. We must rid the world of this beast once and for all. Mr. Sophie, follow my lead. Alright, here we go. So one of the questions I ask chat from time to time while I'm streaming Final Fantasy XIV is, what's your history with Final Fantasy and what's your favorite game in the Final Fantasy series? I always get wildly different answers, which kind of speaks to the strength of the series, right? So what is your favorite Final Fantasy game, or what was the first one you remember playing? I remember getting introduced to Final Fantasy for the first time when I was in 5th grade. Ooh. And as soon as this whole quest is over and I get a second to breathe, I will be changing hats again. Timer went off, it is time to change. So we'll switch off from our Edgelord helmet to whatever happens to come up next. We've gotten really lucky on the wheel spin so far too. Only one hat that's been a repeat. Another one, you say? One thing I don't care about a lot of the quests they do in this is you have enemies like this. They're just sponges, right? The three of us are wailing on this dude, and it's not a hard fight, but it's just gonna take a while. Again, what is your favorite Final Fantasy? Or your first one? My first one, I actually got introduced to 7 and 9 at the exact same time. Again, in 5th grade, one of my buddies was a huge Final Fantasy and PC gaming fan. Oh boy. And I stayed at his house one weekend. He showed me both of those games, and I actually ended up really liking 9 over 7. I love both of them, but 9 is my favorite Final Fantasy, bar none. for the ding there. You guys are actually doing a decent chunk of damage. Oh, I took that one. That's fine. Is that it? Are we done? Ooh. I've enjoyed our little game. Time has come to an end. This doesn't look good. Sophie, help me form a barrier. We will be streaming for about another 30 minutes, and then I will send you guys off to another small-time streamer who's just getting their channel going. I appreciate you guys coming in and tuning in. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you click that follow button before you leave. And please, if there's anybody you think would appreciate or enjoy watching my streams, let me know. Again, some of them are pretty educational. I'm able to talk a lot about the curriculum and the content that I teach while playing. Some not so much. This one's kind of been a lower end on that. I haven't had a lot of opportunity to interact with some other players here. And it's been really active in terms of us jumping from thing to thing all the time. But maybe once we're done with this, I can slow things down just a little bit and talk about some of the games that we play in class, some of the reasons we talk about games, what we're studying. This quest should be over here soon. Oh, I don't know how to get out of that. I see they're delayed, so I kind of got lucky there. Oh man, I'm actually taking some damage here. All right, we're going to do this, which is going to reduce my damage taken by 30%. We're going to get the heck out of here. And then we're going to cast... Ooh, hold on. Okay, we did cast regen. And we'll keep some of those other mitigation abilities in case things get dicey again. But I think we're going to be fine. Not want to get in the middle of those. This fight is just... This is not a good fight. In my opinion. Ooh, this is gonna hurt too. Yep, there it is. Oh, we had to pop the old crap button. This isn't gonna be good. I do not want to die and have to do this again. Alright, let's cast regen. Got a little bit of health back. On one hand, I appreciate that this one's not just putting me to sleep anymore, but I do not want to lose this one and have to do it again. Alright, here comes the second one. No luck, all skill. Yes. Some updates on the esports team. The Mario Kart and Smash seasons are underway. We had some really awesome Smash matches tonight. We actually had all three of our Smash players got to play. We had 2 wins, 1 loss. One of the wins was a 3-0 victory. One of them was a 3-1 victory. So some really intense play. One of our guys plays Pac-Man, and he was looking good today. And then our other guy who won his match played as Terry. And then our guy who unfortunately lost, he was playing as, I believe he was playing as Kirby today. Well, I think he switched. I think he did Kirby, he did Dark Pit. But really, really fun to watch. The match that got streamed was the Terry match. There's some really great highlight moments from that one. You guys should take a look at that one over at the twitch.tv/esportsmcc. And then Mario Kart has been awesome. So if you guys didn't know this, we currently have a Mario Kart. We actually have two excellent Mario Kart racers. And one of them has gone undefeated the entire season, so much so that they haven't even dropped a race in competition yet. We've really been trying to train both of those two up to be competitive and ready for the possibility of going to playoffs. And so we got the undefeated racer into a scrimmage yesterday with one of the best high school racers here in the state. And she held her own with him and hung in there, and it was awesome. So I think that set was a total of 8 races, and I think he won 5, she won 3. So we lost more than we won, but even the losses were really close. It was fun to watch. And then we will begin competition for Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch 2 in the spring. And then we'll also continue those Switch titles in the spring. Alright, come on. This fight has taken way too long. And that really flippin' hurt. Watching this time. So I'm gonna go here. Then I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna heal. Let's just finish this off. Let's go. Finally. That dragged on for what, 10 minutes? Never thought I'd see the day that Vitus Quo Masala met his match. You are a better gunbreaker than I ever was, and for what it's worth, I'm sorry for all the trouble I've put you both through. You're sorry? I should bloody well hope so too, you great oaf. What were you thinking threatening Mamala like that? Not to mention leaving us to escort him to Ishgard? When Mr. found me in Mamala, I noticed that Alade watching us from a nearby cliff. I thought it was strange that they'd pass up the opportunity to attack us, so I made it appear as though I'd abandoned you and started following them in secret. I discovered that their primary target was now the Warrior of Light, not Kato Mamala. Their scout saw you on the way to Camp Dragonhead and reported it to Vitus, who then called off the ambush to see for himself if the information was valid. Powerful as he was, he would never show his hand unless he was certain of victory, so he waited to make his move. One thing I did know for certain is that even if the three of us fought together, we wouldn't stand a chance against the full might of the Alade. That was when I decided to consult our fugitive engineer. We talked into the early hours of the morning until we reached an understanding, and he agreed to construct the Magitech control device. In order for the plan to work, we would have to remain hidden until the very last moment, even from the two of you. But I thought you needed time alone to think about what you'd done. The remorse I felt for dishonoring myself was no act. When I realized Mamula's identity, I wanted to confront him about Bozja, but I needed to get away from him away from you and Reese. I never had any intention of killing him. All I wanted to do was for him to admit his crimes. But it still gave me a sick sense of satisfaction to see him on his knees defeated. That is when I knew I'd betrayed the ideals of the Gunbreaker, that I had abandoned my honor. I want to thank you for guiding me back to that path. With Vitus gone, any remaining members of the Alade are free of his control and are likely to be treated as fugitives running from the Empire. In any case, I think it is safe for Mamala to come out of hiding now. Back to Ishgard. Turn in this quest, get our cool little abilities, and then we'll... Oh, we gotta change hats. As soon as we get here, we will change hats. We are like 10 minutes behind on a hat change. Alright, so. Intermission. Let's see. This hat spin, I believe, comes courtesy of Snazzy McGee. Snazzy McGee, I believe, if this is who I think it is, somebody that I went to college with. Great guy. Haven't talked to him in a while, but he's always been a good dude. We're Facebook friends. I think that's how we saw the stream, so thank you, Snazzy. Sorry that wheel is so much louder than anything else we've got. I'll try to balance that in the future. We got Sure You Can again. I'll spin the wheel one more time to see if we get something unique, and if we don't, we'll go with whatever pops up. We are at the point where we're going to start getting a lot of repeats, so we've gone through like 10 of the hats. Mr. Gill, that's a new hat. So give me just a second here. Which one is that? I think it's... Give me just a second. Let me go to my cheat sheet. Aha! I was right. This one's going to be subtle. You're going to have to really watch for it. Ready? Ready? Boom. Now we are Mr. Gill. Got the monocle to prove it. So now this means that we don't talk to peasants anymore. We can only accept quests for huge sums of money. If we can, we're going to send other people to do the work for us. All right, let's set the timer for another 5 minutes. Should be able to get 3 or 4 more hat swaps here. Oh, that's cool. I will look into that. All right, thank you for the tip there. I will absolutely look into that. Okay, let's see here. Our next story quest is all the way back in Girabanya. So let's go over here. Oh, and you know what? I didn't actually, so hold on. I didn't complete the Gunbreaker quest. Let's try that again. That's my bad. I got so excited with the hat change and getting back on track that I forgot to finish the quest. Let's see. It is right here. Good. I don't know how this is going to change the class, honestly. That tooltip for the ability wasn't super clear to me. And we're just going to do this pretty quickly. I won't skip it. Saying thank you. Couldn't have done it without your help. We owe you our lives. Yada yada. Warrior of Light's heard this like a billion times at this point. And I thought I was cool with a monocle, but that dude's got glasses and then like 4 lenses on top of that. We'll see. I'm gonna just kind of hop out and keep going and see if we can get into some combat where I can see how this ability works. It sounds like it's an upgrade to some of my existing ones. It'll be a long time before we get another Gunbreaker quest. Okay, let's look at the actions here real quick. Actions and traits. Continuation. Oh, it is an ability that you cast. Allows the firing of successive rounds with your gunblade. Gnashing Fang may be followed by Jugular Rip, Savage Claw by Abdomen Tear, and Wicked Talon by Eye Gouge. And I don't think Jugular Rip, Abdomen Tear, Eye Gouge are abilities that I have by default. So they must be, I think the idea is that I pop continuation, and then one of my abilities turn into a different ability, and I can choose one maybe. So, I don't even know where to throw this in the hotbar. I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna throw it over here for now. And that way I can mess with it and see how it works, and then off camera I'll slot it in and put it where it should go. I can't even use it though. I think I know why. All right, I think I know why. I think that ability will change icons to one of those after I'm fighting. We'll see. Because I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna like hit Gnashing Fang, and then continuation will turn into Jugular Rip over here. If that's the case, this ability is gonna have to go down in my main rotation somewhere, but we'll just see for now. Oh man. Hey, my fancy monocle would like to ride in this car. There we go. There we go. Wonderful. Is this the car from Final Fantasy XV? It looks kind of like it, the Regalia. I know that that is in the game, and it also can fly, so that's a thing. Okay, let's finally get back on track. We need to go over here. Back to the Castrum Oriens. That means I'm also going to have to look into which abilities to use and how to work those into your rotation. Now, if I end up not playing Gunbreaker for much longer, hint, hint, once we hit those 50 followers, then I'm not going to worry about it too much. But we still have to get there. And so here's the deal. We will play Final Fantasy again on Monday, right? So that's 5 days from now. I would absolutely love, by the end of Monday night stream, to get those 17 followers that I'm missing, to get that done. I'm really excited at the possibility of switching classes, and I honestly am fine playing anything. I really am. If we switch to a lower level class, that means I'll be leveling by doing a ton of dungeons, and that will give me a good ability to interact with players more so than I've been able to do running through the main scenario quest. Yeah, that'll put the main scenario quest on the back burner for a little bit, but for what I'm trying to do for class, that's fine. Or, you know, I can switch to a class that's more at this current level and keep running through it. I really don't care, but I want to get those followers in there. I want you guys to have the option of picking that class for me or that job for me. And I'm excited to see what you come up with. I've done DPS classes before. Way back in the day on my old account, I played Dragoon. When I first started this character, I started as a black mage, but I quit that at level 22 and became a ninja instead, or a rogue then a ninja. So I've done ninja up until like level 54. Then I decided I didn't like the long DPS queues, and so I switched to paladin. I played paladin all the way through Heaven's Ward, and then when I unlocked the Gunbreaker and Stormblood, I switched to that just for a change of pace. I have not played a healing class yet. I would be super interested in trying out healer, and I think healer's a good one for, again, interacting with players, maybe having them praise or blame me for the way the dungeons go, that kind of stuff. So I think that would be interesting. But I'll throw it up to whatever you all decide. So what'll happen is I'll get that channel, that poll up, and then I'll let it go for a while to get enough votes in. That way it's not just one or two people making the decision. And we'll go from there, and hopefully it won't be a giant tie between multiple classes. I do have all of them in the list, so if we end up having several classes that have 1, 2, 3 votes each, then we'll probably run it again with a smaller pool. It's begun then. It's cool, Griffin.
Good. It's the waiting that
Oh, they're
drives me
talking.
mad. Standing around, knowing what's to come. I'll never get used to it.
Calm down, Nago. You're making her nervous. We've come this far, haven't we? We just need to make it the rest of the way.
Right.
I like her design, she's cool. That monocle honestly looks kind of intimidating. Makes my character look like he's pissed off all the time.
Looks like the bastards went for the bait. The bridge is ours for the taking. Now remember, Minago, I want you to make for the tower as soon as you see an opening and get that flag flying. We'll see to the fighting.
Although sadly, I think the timer went off and I wasn't paying attention. Sure did. So that means we have to change off the monocle.
I won't let you down, sir.
But
Come then.
we're about to get into combat, so I might not be able to do that right now. Let's go. How far away do we have to go? It doesn't show us. That's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna do this ability, and then if I hit 2...
Here it comes.
Oh. Don't know how this works. I thought if I use, like, if I... Fishing thing. I may have just missed it because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, Savage Claw. I don't think I have Savage Claw or Wicked Talon yet. I only have Gnashing Thing. And Gnashing Thing is on cooldown right now because I screwed up. So, maybe it means that once I do Gnashing Thing, I can just do a follow-up ability to it right now. Which, if that's the case, it means I can only use it once every 60 seconds. So it doesn't need to go on the hotbar. But it's not a huge priority move. Next combat encounter we'll be able to see. Oh, shoot. Peace out, peasants, I'm gone. You fight them. I'm gonna walk around with my monocle. Okay, let's try this. Jump. We're gonna boost. AoE. Okay, fine, go ahead, I don't care. I'll fight this guy. Alright, so I'm gonna hit 3. Then I'm gonna hit 4. And now I should be able to... and then... I don't understand what's going on. That does not work the way I think it does. I'll have to do some research before I go to bed tonight. Maybe I actually have to unlock Jugular Rip, Abdomen Tear, and Eye Gouge by leveling up. I don't know. Seems kind of silly that they give you a level 70 ability that you can't actually use until you get other abilities to follow up with. So I'm probably doing something wrong. Hey! Got a new follower to the channel. Thank you very much. Aren't you synced? Oh, I am synced lower at the moment. Aaron, you're right. I'm level 69 and you have to be 70, so that is why I don't have the option of using it. Maybe I did have it spot on and I just can't use it because I'm level synced. You are correct. Alright, let me catch the follower we just got. So does, thank you so much for following. If I am correct here, So does is active in our Discord server and is looking at potentially joining our esports team in the future, so that'd be fantastic. Oh, we're fighting Fordola right off of it. We're not gonna kill her here, right? We're just gonna beat her up a little bit. She's gonna get away. But yeah, Aaron, you're correct. I cannot do that ability because I'm level synced right now. We need to get at least one more hat change in here before the stream ends. Do we do it? Do we do the hat change? Do we do the hat change while we're fighting? All right, you ready? You ready? Wheel should pop up in a second. Wheel is spinning. This is gonna be fairly slick or really hilariously dumb when I die, okay? The wheel has spun, but I cannot see what it is. Give me just a second. It is... Sure, you can again? Well, we're gonna spin it one more time. The other thing too, I don't think I can actually cast a glamour in the middle of combat. So I'm like, oh yeah, let's flex on her by spinning the wheel while fighting, but it's not actually gonna let me switch while I'm playing. I don't think. I can. All right. Let's get after it. So I switched to Shoryuken since that was the one I saw. I will switch to whatever one it actually rolled on after that in just a second.
Meet my new friend.
Look at that. We changed hats mid-combat. That hat changes thanks to you, Sodos, for following midstream, so thank you very much. We flexed on Fordola by switching hats mid-fight.
I'll cut you to pieces.
Will you now? I don't know if I can make it a macro because I'm not actually switching equipment. I'm casting a glamour. There's probably some complicated macro I could set up to hit a button, isn't there? I'll have to look into that because if I can just automate it that way, that'd be fun too. If we could switch hats in the fly in the middle of battle, that'd be super cool. Especially if I only had to hit one button. All right, she's down. Yeah, I'll have to look into that, Dorman. That was something I didn't even think of. All right, and once this quest is done, we will start to wind down the stream.
God damn you.
Watch your language, Missy.
No more running. No more hiding. Let's finish this.
Oh, come on. Let's get a cool fight scene between Fordola and Lise. Let's do it. Come on. They're going to retreat.
Look, the flag.
No, thank you. I've got a terrible fear of heights. There's no way I would be up there.
The bridge is ours! Al amigo! Al amigo! Al amigo! Yeah!
Hola, amigo, indeed. So again, we will be winding the stream down right at 11 o'clock here, as close to it as we can. And then I will be sending you guys off to rate a fellow streamer if they're alive. I've never watched this streamer before. I looked at a clip of their channel this evening. So,
Let them go, Lise.
when I checked, they didn't do commentary on their stream, which that's fine. But I don't know if they will be speaking or interacting or whatever. But if you wanted to throw them a view, possibly a follow, again, they were playing Overwatch too. Also say it as a disclaimer, I do not know this person. I don't have a personal relationship or any sort of interaction with them. So if you go to their channel and they say or do something that you are not cool with, then please let me know that and I won't send people that direction anymore. But I do want to try to help out some other streamers if I can. Hey, we're up to quite a few viewers in the chat, and right when we're getting ready to wind things down too. If you guys that are in the chat could help me out just by talking here in the chat, saying, hey, how's it going, whatever. One of the goals I need to have is 5 people interacting at once. A while back, I asked what people's favorite Final Fantasy game was. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, you could say that. If you're not, you could talk about just about any random thing. Yeah, hey, how's it going? Oh, and I left the wheel of hats up the entire fight, including during the cutscene. That's awkward. How's it going, or whatever. Or if any of you guys are playing games in your own time right now, what games you playing? This and Siege have been pretty much it for me. I guess a little bit of Fortnite too. Also, I'm wondering how long this cutscene is going to be. This might take us all the way to 11 o'clock. And it's, I mean, this is a big important story moment, so that's, it makes sense, but. Oh, I miss my arm. Spoilers.
Commander, the 4th cohort has been routed. We'll be at the mercy of the enemy's reinforcements if we...
I like how you responded to your own message by pressing X.
Idiot! We have the stronger force by far. Don't be taken in by their tricks. Or would you rather tell Xenos you lost to this rabble?
No, but if the snakes betray us in the confusion, we'll have no way out. I'm begging you, Commander. Give the order, or we'll all...
I think she's gonna send them to their deaths.
As common traitors who drank of muddied waters. For all the good it did us.
School's with me!
Oh, no, she did give it up.
And so is this bastard bridge. Someone bring the snake.
I really thought she was gonna say, stay here and die then. So as soon as this cutscene ends and things wind down, I will be signing off and sending you guys off to the next stream. You don't have to stick around for long, but I'm sure they'd appreciate a follow, some interaction in their chat.
I suppose. It's our first victory, isn't it? And
I'll check and make sure they're live first before I send you over to their channel. And if you guys have any fun ideas for future Final Fantasy streams, you know, I'm not going to do the hat thing eternally. It'll get old eventually. Although there are a couple hats that didn't show up today. So there are a couple more hidden ones in the wheel we haven't seen. All right. At the risk of this being a giant cutscene again, I'm just going to stop things here, right? Because we're right on time. So, we got through almost all of the hat spins. So before we sign off here, let me check and see how far we are. And how many we still have to go. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually. We are 5 hat spins behind, which is fine. I will make a note of that so that the next time that I'm streaming Final Fantasy, we can get right into it. So we left off here with Band Dad. He's the next person. Again, once I get caught up, as long as we're doing the hat thing, then I will just make sure that as new followers come in, I spin the wheel as soon as I can. I will look into making a macro to see if I can just hit the button and do that. But before I sign off here, let me see if I can send you guys to this other streamer. I've never actually done this before, but I think all I have to do... Hey, thanks for chatting for the first time. Hola. Yeah, I typed /raid and then put in their channel. So I will send you guys off that way. Please give them a follow. Give them some support in the chat. That's right. Oh, that's right. I had followers chat set to 10 minutes only. Maybe I should turn that off. I was worried about bots coming in. But maybe I will turn that off so you don't have to wait. Yeah, he is not a bot. So, flip over to our ending screen. Again, I had a lot of fun on tonight's stream. We'll continue the hat thing, at least for the next time while we're streaming. And again, if there's anybody you think you can share this out to, your gaming friends, your real life friends, anybody you think might appreciate it or be willing to throw me a follow and might have some fun checking out the channel, please let them know. I am at 34 followers. I need another 16 to hit that first goal of 50. That'll be some really exciting stuff for the channel that'll allow us to unlock subscriptions, that'll allow us to start working on emotes. and that will also allow us to, or have you guys vote for my next job in Final Fantasy. And actually, what I might do is I might send that out now, and that way we can start getting the votes in, and that way I can give it time to build up. So I'm gonna put this link in here in the chat before I go. If this survey is busted and no longer works, please let me know. I made it several days ago. But it should have the classes or the jobs that you can pick from and the level that I would be starting them at, because it just shows whether I've played that class before or not, or what its starting level is. And I will keep track of this as we go. And then maybe that'll speed up the process so that when I unlock that goal, we will have some data and might be able to flip into that class right away. So, hey, we've got one vote in. I don't know if you guys can see results or not. Oh, it's split. Oh, you guys want me to be a healer. Both the votes that have come in have been for healer. I got one for white mage, which would start me back at level 1. I've got one for sage that would keep us right here at 70. So our first 2 votes are in. Please consider voting for this poll. And again, please consider sharing this out with anybody that you think might have an interest, whether they're a Final Fantasy fan or not. And then I will be back on Saturday evening, most likely, for the next Siege stream. And with that, I will send you guys off to the next channel, see if this works. And actually, like I said, let me check and make sure they're streaming first before I send you to a channel that's not actually live. They said they were going to be streaming. Are they live? They are live. They are playing some Overwatch 2. All right. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for your support. I will see you in the afterlife. So let's see if this works. Oh, his channel is not set up for raiding. So give me just a second. We are still going to raid somebody. Let me go find a small-time streamer here that we can send you guys off to see. Oh, we're going to browse. We're going to look at games. Let's see. What would be a good late-night game for you guys to check out? I'm going to send you guys to a small-time Mario Kart streamer here. Again, I have no idea who I'm sending you to, so hopefully it's not a terrible, terrible person here. Yeah, here we go. I'll see if I can send you to this person.
No, not the bananas!
They're having a fun time playing Mario Kart, yeah. Hopefully they're allowing raiders. If they are, I will send them over. Oh, they don't allow it either. They don't allow raids. I wonder if it's because I'm not following their channels? Oh no, this is kind of an anticlimactic ending. Let me try one more time. That would have been a good stream to go to. We will try one more time. See this person here.
This is fucking terrible.
Well, guys, that's not gonna work either.
Look at this poor purple cow. She's crying, and the fuckers.
I will try one more time, and if this doesn't work, I guess I could just link their stream. It wouldn't be an official raid that way, but I sure could. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that?
No, that's bad.
So the streamer I was gonna send you off to originally
Gravy is my face.
is
I don't know about that. What we on about? We on about some mashed potatoes with gravy.
This one right here. So I guess you can try this instead. C-Zone. Again, he's he or she, I don't know. I guess I assumed it was a dude. That's my bad. They are playing some Overwatch 2. I don't think they're doing any commentary, but please go over there, get some interaction in their chat. Maybe ask them what their favorite Final Fantasy game is. I don't know what their favorite Overwatch 2 character is. But it won't be an official raid, but we'll get them going. And that means I should probably check and make sure that I'm open to raids in case that happens. But anyway, please come back next time. Thank you so much. Share this out with anybody you think might be interested in viewing or supporting the channel. And I will see you guys for the next stream. Take care.